What if your betta fish is already trying to tell you something is wrong? And you're simply not recognizing the warning signs? Every year, countless betta owners lose fish they genuinely care about. Not because they didn't care. Not because they ignored their pets. But because they didn't know what to look for. The scary part? Many betta fish show subtle signs of illness days or even weeks before serious problems appear. By the time obvious symptoms show up, the fish may have already been struggling for quite some time. Today, we're going to uncover the 10 most important warning signs that every betta owner should know. Some of these signs are obvious. Others are so subtle that even experienced fish keepers occasionally miss them. Pay close attention because one of these signs could help you recognize a problem before it becomes much more difficult to manage. Introduction. One of the biggest challenges of keeping fish is that they can't communicate the way dogs and cats do. Your betta cannot bark. It cannot cry. It cannot tell you exactly what feels wrong. Instead, your fish communicates through behavior, appearance, and activity levels. Learning to recognize these changes is one of the most valuable skills any fish keeper can develop. Healthy bettas are generally curious, responsive, alert, and interested in their surroundings. They explore. They investigate. They react when their owner approaches the aquarium. When something begins affecting their health, those normal behaviors often start changing. The key is recognizing those changes early. Warning sign number 1. Loss of appetite. Let's start with one of the most common warning signs. A healthy betta usually gets excited when food appears. Most bettas quickly learn feeding schedules and eagerly anticipate mealtime. That's why a sudden loss of appetite should always get your attention. Maybe your fish ignores pellets. Maybe it spits food out repeatedly. Maybe it approaches food and then swims away. While missing a single meal isn't necessarily a reason to panic, consistent refusal to eat can signal that something isn't right. Changes in appetite are often among the earliest signs that a fish is experiencing stress or illness. Warning sign number 2. Unusual hiding. Every betta enjoys resting. That's normal. But a fish that suddenly begins hiding for most of the day may be communicating discomfort. If your betta used to explore constantly but now spends hours behind decorations or tucked into corners, it's worth paying attention. Fish often hide when they don't feel their best. Think of it as the aquatic version of staying in bed when you're feeling unwell. Changes in behavior are often just as important as physical symptoms. Warning sign number 3. Loss of color. One of the easiest things to notice is color change. Healthy bettas are known for their stunning colors. Bright reds. Electric blues. Brilliant whites. Deep blacks. When something affects their well-being, those colors can sometimes appear faded or dull. A fish that once looked vibrant may suddenly appear washed out. This doesn't always mean disease. However, it does mean something deserves investigation. Color changes often indicate stress, environmental problems, or developing health concerns. Warning sign number 4. Clamped fins. Take a look at your betta's fins. Normally, healthy fins appear open and relaxed. When a fish becomes stressed or uncomfortable, the fins may stay folded tightly against the body. This is called fin clamping. Many beginners overlook this symptom because it can develop gradually. Compare current photos with older pictures if possible. Sometimes subtle changes become much easier to recognize when viewed side by side. Warning sign number 5. Less activity than normal. Betta fish have unique personalities. Some are energetic. Some are calm. But every fish has its own normal behavior pattern. When that pattern suddenly changes, pay attention. A fish that previously explored every inch of the aquarium but now spends most of the day sitting motionless may be experiencing a problem. Reduced activity doesn't automatically mean illness. However, it should never be ignored. Behavior changes often provide valuable clues before physical symptoms appear. Warning sign number 6. Unusual breathing. Breathing is another important indicator. Bettas naturally visit the surface because they possess a specialized organ that allows them to breathe atmospheric air. That's completely normal. What isn't normal is rapid breathing, heavy gill movement, or frequent gasping. If breathing appears unusually labored, something in the environment may be affecting the fish. Whenever breathing patterns change significantly, it's worth investigating immediately. Warning sign number 7. Changes in swimming. A healthy betta typically swims smoothly and confidently. Watch carefully for changes. Does the fish struggle to maintain balance? Does it drift awkwardly? Does it seem less coordinated than before? Abnormal swimming behavior often signals that something requires attention. The earlier you notice these changes, the better. Warning sign number 8. Frayed or damaged fins. Your betta's fins can reveal a lot about overall health. Inspect them regularly. Are the edges smooth? Or do they appear ragged and uneven? Changes in fin condition can occur gradually. That's why frequent observation is so important. Many fish owners don't realize anything has changed until comparing recent photos with older ones. Warning sign number 9. Spending excessive time at the surface or bottom. Most healthy bettas use all areas of the aquarium. They explore the middle. They visit the surface. They occasionally rest near the bottom. However, spending nearly all day at one extreme can be a warning sign. A fish that remains at the bottom for extended periods without normal activity deserves closer observation. Likewise, constant lingering near the surface may indicate that something is affecting comfort or behavior. Warning sign number 10. You just feel something is different. This final warning sign may sound surprising. Trust your observations. You see your fish every day. You know its personality. You know its habits. Sometimes owners notice something feels different long before they can identify a specific symptom. Maybe the fish seems less curious. Maybe it reacts differently during feeding. Maybe its behavior simply feels unusual. Don't ignore those instincts. Observation is one of the most powerful tools in fish keeping. Why early detection matters. Many health issues become easier to manage when recognized early. Small changes often appear before major symptoms. This is why experienced fish keepers spend time simply watching their fish. Not feeding. Not cleaning. Just observing. A few minutes of daily observation can reveal patterns and changes that might otherwise go unnoticed. The sooner you recognize a problem, the more options you have to improve the situation. How to monitor your betta's health. Here are a few simple habits that can make a huge difference. Observe your fish daily. Take photos regularly. Pay attention during feeding. Watch for changes in behavior. Monitor overall appearance. Notice changes in activity levels. The goal isn't to worry about every small behavior. The goal is to become familiar with what is normal for your specific fish. Final thoughts. Healthy betta fish don't simply survive. They interact with their environment. They show curiosity. They display beautiful colors. They develop unique personalities. The better you become at recognizing early warning signs, the better you'll be able to support your fish throughout its life. Remember, most serious problems don't appear overnight. They usually begin with small changes that are easy to miss. And that's exactly why learning these warning signs is so important. Call to action. If this guide helped you better understand betta fish health, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more betta fish care videos every week. And if you'd like to help support the channel and future educational content, you can use the thanks button below the video. Your support helps us continue creating in-depth guides for betta fish owners around the world. Now let us know in the comments. Which warning sign have you noticed in your betta fish recently? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.